I think amazing. I mean, it's a great achievement for any player to play 100 tests. And to be labelled great already in his lifetime, with another 5-6 years of cricket left in him because of his fitness and the way he's played the game, I think is a remarkable achievement. I think for me, where he stands out, as to a lot of other players of his generation, is his consistency across all formats. I mean, he's going through a lean period, but every great player has gone through that lean period. But to still average over 50 across all three formats of the game, in spite of that, is remarkable. And over 100 test period is something amazing. He will go down as one of the batsmen of the decade, simply because of the way he's played. I think one of the most dominant players. There are some great players around. When it comes to real dominance at the crease for a span of time, I think he'll be right up there with the very, very best. And I wish him luck. I've seen him from close quarters. I mean, he's given us a lot of enjoyment watching from a distance, the way he's played, the way he's embraced the sport. And when it comes to passion, especially for the red ball game, I mean, he's been one of the ambassadors or one of the cheerleaders when it comes to test match cricket. And tomorrow is a test match. We wish him all the luck, because all of us have seen him at close quarters over the last 7 years. I think his time will come. He knows it. He's just got to be calm, composed, and I hope he's that way tomorrow. And he enjoys the occasion more than anything else.
Hi Ravi, Ashish this side from India today. We saw the era of Sachin, then Kohli, and many other players. You've been closely associated with the cricket. Who you see will be the next generation hero star in younger lot in particular? I'm trying to understand the younger lot. Who you see as that this player can become next Sachin or next Sehwag or next Kohli or next Dhoni?
See, if you want to give that youngster some time to evolve, it's very easy to pass judgment watching one innings. You can judge that innings, but on that innings to say a bloke will play for 8 years, 10 years is, I think, a little far-fetched. Unless you see pure genius, like I saw with Tendulkar, batting alongside him from 22 yards, when we had a partnership in Sydney. I mean, I could see genius there. Just with the way he adapted at that young age in Australia, the balance at the crease, the footwork, the stride when he played the quicks, the way he played the short ball. I mean, it was a complete package with someone who was just 18 years of age. The compactness, the composure, the temperament for the big stage. It's a lot to fill in, in an 18 years. So when you ask me, youngsters, there are plenty around. Plenty around. We've just won an under-19 World Cup. But what I want to see, and VVS is in charge of the National Cricket Academy now, is, and he made a good statement, the other day, that between 19 and 23 is the time we should focus on the boys, to really get the best out of their talent. Because as compared to other countries, we are very good till we are 19. That's why our record at under 19 is fantastic. But then suddenly between 19 and 23, you feel like countries like Australia, England, South Africa, they're all catching up with us and going ahead of us. So there are plenty of youngsters. I mean, for me to single out somebody now, I mean, if you ask me, there's right from Prithvi Shaw to Shubman Gill to Hanuma Vihari, from here. I think don't watch that space, because if that guy gets an opportunity, he averages over 16 test match cricket. He's hungry. And if he gets a good run, good 8-10 test match run, you'll know, how good a player he is or whether he needs to improve further. So, there are players like that, I'm talking the guys who are 25, between the ages of 23 and 28. I'm not going to anyone past that because they've had experience. But when you look at the youngsters, there's Rishabh, who's still just 22, 23, and evolving and learning all the time. He's tasted success. Now he is hungry. He wants to get better. Because I know the kid. He's very passionate. about his game. He's learned the hard way. He knows the value of hard work and keeping your legs on ground, head on ground. So he's that way. You have a lot of young talent. When you look at the bowling department, there's young Siraj from here. There's a good crop of young fast bowlers coming through. Spinners also, when you saw Bishnoi bowl in this thing, so there's good talent there. So I think there are plenty of youngsters, but the right time to really comment or judge them is when they're about 26, 25, 26 years of age. They would have had opportunities in international straight in either formats of the game. You can really pass a judgment to rank them alongside the names you took, at that stage.
Ravi, are you surprised by the Kohli?
Sorry?
Are you surprised by the developments around Virat Kohli, the selection, CI?
We all, in hindsight, everyone says a lot of things could have been handled better. Now, when you don't know both sides of the story, it is very immature to even comment on it. When I was in the thick of things, and I knew at least one side of the story, and then a little bit of the other side, then at least I could pass a judgment. But when you don't know what's transpired on either side, it won't be right of me to even step in there, to be honest.
Ravi, how tough is to be a VR, to be in and out of the team? He now gets a permanent place and he gets to play outside, and when in India it doesn't. How tough is to be a VR?
It is, but that's where you got to hang in, and there are international players like him, When I think of VRE, names like Matthew Hayden, Michael Hussey come to mind. These guys were so good. They were getting so many runs at first class level, but got their opportunity pretty late in their careers. So whilst Vihari has got his opportunity overseas, he's done enough. This is his first real opportunity at home. And it's up to the individual, I believe, to cash in, because I see a genuine player there. I don't know how old is he, Shri? 27. You could have a player there for a decade. With the kind of consistency and the game he has, he could be around for a long, long time. I know his name is not mentioned with the others. That is why I want to mention his name. Not because he's from this state, but because of the quality and the stuff he has, within him. And it's up to him now to keep himself fit, sharp, and hungry.
Anyone wants to raise any question? Please raise your hand, please. Okay, we have done it. I request John Manoj to say a word of thanks, please.
No, I want to ask Manoj a pertinent question, because when I went and saw the indoor academy, I've traveled around the country and seen a lot of indoor academies, but this is as good as any. It's state of the art. It's got different surfaces. What made you go? And it's named after you, and rightly so. So, what made you go in that direction? Especially thinking about the different surfaces. I know Sridhar was there with you. What is the study you did to come up with that kind of structure?